This video is brought to you by Into the AM. You know, that Giants game right on Sunday night, the most common thing I've heard from Browns fans was that it felt easy. And you know, things just are easy or easier when you have a franchise quarterback. And we've already gone over why Baker Mayfield's a franchise quarterback, why it is that he needs to be respected in that light. What I want to show you in today's film review is how Baker Mayfield's success is being built off of a foundation that is not volatile, that is not streaky, but maintainable. Also, I want to point out some things in the defensive performance that I felt like bode well when you talk about this team's ability to get it together enough defensively to be able to make a run in the playoffs. So I can't wait to get in the Batcave to do that. But before I do that, I have to give a shout out to today's sponsor, Into the AM. 2020 is almost over. And you know what? Let's be real. Other than the Browns, 2020 has been a pretty trash year. It's not been great. So what better to do during the holiday season, the New Year's coming, than to refresh your wardrobe so that you can start 2021 looking better, feeling better. Then once everything opens up and people can see you just looking all comfortable, cool, in your nice, well-fitting shirts, you can let them know that you were serious this year about your New Year, New Me game. So how can you do that? How can you look dope? How can you refresh your wardrobe? Where should you shop at? I know you have a ton of questions. Into the AM is a great answer for you. Into the AM makes really comfortable, high quality shirts. I wear them here on this channel. I wear them in real life. They have dope designs, dope colors. The shirts feel great and you look great. They have shirts you can work out in, shirts you can wear to the club, shirts you can wear to the bar, shirts you can wear anywhere. They all feel great. Check out intotheam.com and let 2021 know that you're not playing. And you could do it with a 10% off discount code if you just put Worst Take in when you check out. So Worst Take, 10% off on intotheam.com. Get quality, comfy, dope shirts at a dope price with intotheam.com. I love the shirts that I get from there. I think you'll love them too. They also are the OG sponsor on this channel, so you got to show them love. You got to show them love, right? Now, let's get into this film review. All right, so a lot of the things that we have seen from Baker Mayfield, and again, this is like since the second Cincinnati game, I think people have the tendency to categorize it as hot. Baker's just hot. He's just making these throws. But I think what we're seeing is something that's sustainable. A level of play like he had against the Giants is something I think he can do on a routine basis. Now, obviously, he's not going to have 84% every game, but the things he's doing, these aren't just like Baker making really tough 50-50 ball throws like you see Justin Herbert do in LA. These are things that Baker's doing well, working within the offense, things that make you confident that this success isn't just him being hot. It's him just being comfortable in a system and being well protected. So with that being said, let's talk about some of the things that Baker did well. And I think this is definitely a play that showcases one of the things Baker does well with his arm here, which is create windows, right? He gets to the top of his drop, throws it here, and Rashard Higgins. Now, look, we're going to get to the top here before Baker releases that ball. And you're going to see that, you know, a lot of this is covered. Austin Hooper is open here a little bit, but again, keep in mind, not a great window here. He's already has his butt facing here. It's just not an optimal throw across the field, especially with this linebacker. He come in, snag that. That might be a mistake there if Baker takes it. This is obviously, that's bracketed. That's not there. And then you have this throw. You have the linebacker kind of in no man's land, not really covering anybody. I think he was waiting for Andy Janovich to roll out here. He never did. He helped the block. So now he's going to try to fill this hole and probably blitz or kind of just get his hand on this ball as Baker throws it. And now you got an interesting opportunity here because Rashard Higgins, he's not open. That's covered. But you see the back of this DB and you see Rashard heading this way. So Baker knows there's a little bit of a window right here, right? Like just a tiny bit of a window right there for Rashard Higgins. And Baker makes it happen. We're going to watch the play. Boom. Makes it happen. That's called creating a window. It's not 100% there, but that's Baker seeing the field well, knowing where to take his shots, and trying to create a window to a player that he trusts. Again, stuff that's sustainable. This isn't volatile stuff here. A lot of what he did his rookie year was more on that volatile side. Also, another thing I want you guys to notice on this play is just look at your running backs here, right? You got Janovich doing a great job picking up, helping out Jack Conklin there in the middle. And then you got Jabril Peppers coming in, and then look at Nick Chubb. Real good stuff here, right? Look at, these are the running backs kind of just sealing up this protection. Jack Conklin's in a little bit of a trouble here, but, no problem. There's Janovich. That's why he's there. And then Nick Chubb swings out, handles that. That's great technique. That's great communication. That's great protection scheme. That's just all of these things. It's not just the offensive line. It's everything that's going into the protections is so much better. That was the main thing with Freddie Kitchens last year. The things around the offensive line were awful on top of the offensive line not being awful. Now they're much better, and now Baker can do things like this. Ain't it nice? All right, this next play is a Karl Joseph appreciation play. I know, crazy, right? But Karl Joseph had a really good game after having a terrible game against Baltimore. If you watch my film review, you know I wasn't happy with what Karl Joseph put on tape last week. But this week, I like what he did here. He saved a touchdown on this play here. Colt McCoy's going to get this ball here. And the Giants do a nice job. What you're going to see here, and I want you guys to watch, Taki. Now, Taki, he's great in run defense, but good Lord, if you get him in coverage, he can be lost sometimes. And this is Taki getting lost. The thing with Taki and B.J. Goodson that will drive people crazy, and I don't think a lot of people have noticed this yet, and I think this is part of why Mack Wilson's not on the field, because you can't have three guys who do this on the field. But BJ likes to play hero ball at times. Taki loves to play hero ball, and so does Mack Wilson. And I think that accounts for a lot of the breakdowns in the linebacking coverages when you have those three on the field, is that they're all solo missioning this thing, and that's never going to be a good result. What you have here is Taki being a little bit over-aggressive, biting on the play action, and he's going to get caught here by Evan Ingram, who's going to spring open right here. And then you're going to watch Karl Joseph, whose responsibility is kind of to watch this edge and see if anybody leaks out of there, a running back or a fullback on a pass or something like that, and watch that. And then you're going to see Karl Joseph come up from this position to make a play in the end zone. It's actually really impressive. All right, so Taki, you see he gets beat there, right? He attacks the play action, realizes, oh, crap, Colt McCoy has the ball, and then desperately tries to get his big old body out there to try to chase down Evan Ingram. That's a lost cause. Now you see how open Evan Ingram is. Two players are open here, right? Sheldrick Redwine, I don't think he had a great game. He completely misses this, right? Because I think that's Shepard is pretty much open here against Terrence Mitchell. Now, Terrence Mitchell couldn't make a play, but ideally you would love to see Sheldrick kind of just shift over and clear and put his head in front of that window. Instead, he kind of crashes down here, which ends up not really helping anything. So you look here, you look how open Evan Ingram is. And again, it was so useless for Sheldrick to kind of crash over there because he's not going to be able to do anything here. So what you're going to see here is Karl Joseph, right? The second he realized he got busted coverage and the ball's out of Colt McCoy's hands. He's watching Colt. He's seeing if he's going to throw it. He sees Colt load up. He knows Colt has a weak arm, so if he's loading up, he's definitely going downfield. And then he immediately starts running, chugging downfield, and gets in position here when he shouldn't. He's supposed to be covering a running back, but he makes a great play here to get his hand on that ball. And that saves a touchdown. That's a touchdown save right there. That's a great play by Karl Joseph. Not so great play by Sheldrick Redwine and Sione Taki. They know they just got their butts saved by Karl Joseph on that play. But Karl Joseph made the play there. That's just lovely. It's what you want to see out of Karl Joseph here. All right, this next play here is why Denzel Ward being back means so much, because what you're going to see here from the defense's perspective is that Denzel, this guy, 1-on-1. Don't give me no help. Don't give me no help. Don't bother. Use all these other guys and worry about everybody else. That's what you could do when Denzel Ward's out there. And that's why the secondary looks so much better when Denzel Ward is out there, because your secondary, all of a sudden now, your safeties, they don't have to worry about having to cover all this space here and splitting it up in a cover two or something like that. They don't have to worry about this quarter of the field because Denzel Ward got that. One-on-one, you ain't worried. So now instead of worrying about having to cover like 25 yards each, now they're just worried about splitting up about 15, 20 yards, which is much more manageable when you don't have great safeties. And that comes into play here, right? Just watch this here. You're going to see Denzel completely win his one-on-one battle. Not even a thought. He's not going to get beat over top. You see Colt McCoy, he just goes for it, throws right at Denzel Ward. I didn't think that was a great decision. I think he thought maybe he could get a pass interference. Maybe he can catch Denzel holding there, so he just threw it. But even if he didn't want to throw it there, I mean, kind of terrible coverage here by this linebacker, but that's supposed to be covered. And, you know, if he runs right into him, that's going to be covered. This is covered. That's definitely covered. So he really only has the one option, the one-on-one there. And when your best option is to throw a one-on-one deep ball to the guy being covered by Denzel Ward, your defense is in great position, and that's what Denzel Ward brings to you. He helps out so much there. And when Ronnie Harrison gets back, now you got somebody a little bit more athletic back there, a little bit more instinctual back there, and then all of a sudden the secondary doesn't become the gaping hole that it's been all season, which is something that you desperately need right now if you're the Cleveland Browns and you want to talk about these games of major consequences that are going to come up. This is just a small improvement by Baker. Baker had issue with these screens early on in the season. Now he's finding new and creative ways to get these screens out. You see, he wants to throw it here to Landry, but he's worried about the angle here, so he kind of helps out Landry by kind of pump faking this, right? Sees, is that Jabril in the play? Is that Jabril? I don't think that's Jabril. That's not Jabril. Jabril's on the other side of the field. So he sees that safety kind of read it out. He gives a pump fake. And then look at this. This is so smart. He gives the pump fake, right? Sees that the safety stopped dead in his tracks. And then just throws it around his head with some anticipation so Jarvis can catch that while running. Gives him extra momentum to go downfield. You know, turns a negative play into a positive one. Small things with Baker Mayfield. But these are the things that aren't volatile. These are the things that are going to be great building blocks for future sustained success at the quarterback position. Now, this here is a highlight for one Jedrick Wills, who has been struggling in run blocking this year. But especially whenever he has to get mobile and run block, he's kind of been a disaster, especially when he's matched up against somebody bigger. Now, this is an important rep for him, right? You see big old Dexter Lawrence, big booty Dexter Lawrence right there in front of Jedrick Wills. And Jedrick Wills is not a small man, but look how much smaller than Dexter Lawrence is Jedrick Wills. So you're going to see here Jedrick make a great play here. You're going to see Jedrick do a really good job of being able to maintain his man, a much bigger man, with one arm while moving. Now he gets a little help there from Joe Bitonio. But even with that help early in the season, he wasn't able to do that. Cam Hayward was eating up those two in week 5. So he gets that help there, seals that block, and then boom, Kareem Hunt goes around. Small things at this point of the season that are improving, that make a huge difference for the Cleveland Browns, that are creating these first downs, that are creating these opportunities. And then this is just pure Jedrick Wills appreciation. Show you why Jedrick Wills was drafted where he was and why I do think he's going to be the best offensive lineman in this class. Look at his feet here. Look at his feet here. Look at the athleticism. Look at the ability to get out here and look at the awareness, right? Good drop. Just look at that drop. That's a thing of beauty. Parallel to the line of scrimmage while having his eyes on both so he can watch that linebacker. You see 48. He can watch and see if that linebacker decides to blitz. He can figure out how he wants to handle this pass set. And he's also able and quick enough with his feet to get set out there so he can be ready for this little bull rush that, you know, this edge guy is going to give him. And then he stands it up and puts him in the dirt. Great job by Jedrick Wills. Again, small things. Small things are coming together huge here. That's why the offensive line play has been so solid. The protections around it, Jedrick's been playing really well. These are the things that make really good teams. All right, now we're going to put the highlight back on Baker Mayfield. Put your eyes back on Baker. Baker Mayfield. Again, this has been a weird one that's come up recently, a criticism of Baker Mayfield that just kind of baffles me. Is like people don't think he has a strong arm or think his arm strength is overrated. Now, one of a lot of people's criticisms of Baker Mayfield is that his arm's too strong at times, right? He'll fire balls into places he shouldn't be firing balls into that fast, and that sometimes creates drops. But it's just such a weird criticism to see people talk about Baker's arm strength as if he doesn't have great arm strength. And I think part of that becomes because Baker's not a big dude. He's 6'1", 220. So he's a bigger guy, like for regular people, but he's not like a big guy for NFL standards. So people just don't think his arm strength's real. But like, dude, come on. How can you watch a throw like this and think the guy doesn't have great arm strength? I have no idea how people can do it. Look at this. Look how I just want to talk about how amazing this throw is. This is all we're doing. We're just oogling Baker Mayfield's arm strength right here. Because he does this without really winding up, and he throws it into a super, super tiny window here to David Njoku. And, congrats to David Njoku. He caught the ball. Sometimes he doesn't do that. This time, he did it. And look at this. Not a big load, not a crow step, just like regular platform. They even step up to throw it. And then look at that laser. So anybody who, that's just a dead giveaway. If anybody ever says Baker Mayfield's arm strength is like suspect or anything other than exceptional, that tells you right there they don't watch games. They're just trolling you. So if you ever hear that one again, and I've heard it as the Browns have been on national TV, ironically, I've heard this more. It's just baffling. I don't understand it. I don't get how you could walk away and have that opinion. Now, this is an important play here, right? Because a lot of people were wondering, this is the second touchdown. Why in the world did Baker Mayfield not just throw this ball to David Njoku? For those of you who don't remember this play, I'll let it play, and then we'll rewind. Yeah, you're going to see David Njoku gets wide open. He throws it to Jarvis. When I was watching this, I was like, why did he go hard mode on that? And then I made the joke on Twitter that, a covered Jarvis Landry is more reliable than an open David Njoku. But in reality, you want to know why he didn't throw there. Now, in his press conference, here's what he said. He said David's the first read, but coming out of his break, David fell, so he just took his eyes off David. He said, David's down. I got to go to the next read, which is, I can't fault him for doing that. And he never got back to David because Jarvis was a little open. And for Jarvis Landry, that's wide open. So Baker, again, look at David. Just so everybody knows, this is why this happened. David gets in the block. He makes a cut. He gets kind of caught here in what is a little bit of a pick by accident. He falls, and then you see Baker's eyes. He takes him off of him, and then he rolls out. And he's looking at Jarvis. He sees Jarvis has like 1 or 2 steps on 27. And he goes, okay, that's good enough. Boom. Make a play, Jarvis. Hilarious stuff right there. So for those of you guys wondering, why in the world did Baker Mayfield not just throw that ball to David Njoku? That's why. By the way, interestingly enough, the people who are criticizing Baker for this are of the opinion that Baker's a one-read quarterback. But they're criticizing Baker because he got off of his first read in reality, which I think the irony of that is absolutely hilarious. But, we'll see right here, right? Baker's eyes, you're going to watch the stripe on the helmet. Does a good job trying to look this off, right? To try to get the linebacker to get off this zone. He does this well, man. Baker's actually been developing. He's always been good versus man, but now he's really like learning how to slice up some zones here. I think this game was a master class in his ability to do that. So he's looking that off. He's looking at David. And then right there, you can see David fall. He's like, oh, no, David's on the ground. And he just rolls out. And, that's pretty open. You see Jarvis with that many steps, it's open. Throw the ball up. Jarvis can make that play. And look at the anticipation here. This is a good throw. Boom. All right. So that's that play explained. That's a lot of the game explained. A lot of good things to take away. This was overall a pretty good game for the Cleveland Browns on both sides of the ball. You saw the impact Denzel Ward had. You saw Carl Joseph step up and make some plays. And I think once Ronnie Harrison gets back and you can put both of them on the field, I think you're going to really be able to see this defense play at a little bit of a better level. You saw the impact of Jedrick Wills being better, Baker Mayfield being better, the small things that they're doing, and why the success of this team is being built on very stable foundations that make you think this is not just, oh, they're going to explode for a bunch of points and get cold. No, these are things that good teams that are able to play good offense all year long are able to do because it ain't that difficult what they're doing. They're just executing. And that's what you like to see. I know people get invested in saying Baker's hot right now. He's on fire, like he's J.R. Smith or something. But the reality is he's not hot. He's just comfortable in the system. And that's a lot more dangerous than being hot. But that's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. But again, guys, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Have a good night.